In my previous two videos, I've been working with some black and white objects, just a simple silhouette with a solid object, and then an object that has is a thin line drawing, and talked about how to digitize those. So now I'm going to take an object that is, a full color picture, and we're going to turn it into a black and white silhouette. Um, so I'm going to do this inside of the digitizer. I'm going to pick Project, Create from Image. Then I'm going to load my image in. I'm going to pick this picture down here. Okay. And for this one, I'm going to pick the DMC embroidery floss, and we'll do a cross stitch project. Now, see these rings of color here? There's a way to do that. By the way to fix that, if you wanted to just get this gradation of color here, what you do is go down to the digitization type and pick one of the dithered options, and that will get that gradation of color. You'll get that from light to dark here, and without those bands of color like that. But in this case, I'm not concerned about that. What I want to do is I just want to get this nice little silhouette of all these little houses against the sky. And then I'm going to do some editing on that. So I'm going to use this option down here called Make Black and White. And you basically do it by clicking this button here. So let's click that button. Okay. Now that came out way too white, right? So let's undo that, because there's a way to fix that. This slider down here below tells the digitizer what colors to make black and what colors to make white. So this slider sets the threshold between the colors, the light and dark colors, and it puts the threshold point where it decides which colors are going to become black and which colors are going to become white. And right now it's right in the middle here, but let's slide it over here to the left and see what happens. If I click this button, okay, now I get all white. And when you're doing this, you always want to do the undo and start with the original picture. So the sliding it to the left here makes it whiter. So it makes more of the colors in the pictures white. Sliding it to the right is going to make more of the colors in the picture black. So let's go ahead and, I don't know where I had this set before. We'll put it over here, and we'll click on that. Okay, so now what we get is a split between the black and the white. That works pretty well for this particular picture. And you can slide this around, and it works, differently with each picture. You have to, kind of tailor it to your own picture. So now we've got black and white. We can go in here, and I think this is like a nighttime thing with the moon up here and that kind of thing and some snowflakes. So I'm gonna make it into a lighter blue, so we end up with more of a daytime picture. Let's go down here. There's a lot of colors. There's 500 colors in this DMC palette. It's a lot of floss colors. So I'm gonna go down here and find my blues, and we'll pick something, I don't know, maybe like that. It's kind of like a sky blue color. Okay, so we've got that. Now my grid size, and the longest side ends up at 200 to start out with. But we want to figure out how many, if I'm going to do this in cross stitch, we want to figure out how many inches this is going to be, right? So we're going to go into Define Units. I'm going to pick cross stitch. I'm going to pick I can pick one of these pre-things, or I can also put down so many stitches per inch down here if I want to. But if I want to use 14 count 8 a cloth, then I can just select that, and that'll be 14 stitches per inch. I say Save Changes, and it comes back to here, and it'll tell me that this 200 cells across this way is 14 inches. Let's make it a little bit bigger, maybe 20 inches. Make it a nice picture. Okay, and then let's say Create Project. Okay. So we'll name it something. Okay. Now, what I intend to do with this project is I'm going to clear out the sky and the moon, Notice that, the little delicate details like this are not going to come out very well in the digitizer because, it's got to change from one grid to another grid, and things aren't going to line up exactly, to make this look exactly the way it was. So these could, be redrawn or whatever, but I'm going to do some general cleanup of the screen. Um, and I'm going to do that down here with one of these fill options. There's two down here. There's a fill spatter and there's a fill spatter and smooth. And in this case, I'm going to use the fill spatter to clean up a lot of this. So I'm going to pick fill spatter. Okay. And now one of the things I was telling you in a previous video is that there is a shorthand way if you're on a desktop machine or if you're on a tablet and you have a mouse, like you'd have a Bluetooth mouse or something. Anything where you have a mouse and you have a left and right button on the mouse, then there's a shorthand way to use these colors, and it works with almost all the tools, all the drawing tools down here. You can left click to draw with the white color, and you can right click to draw with the background color. So left click draws this foreground color, and right click draws the background color. Okay, so I'm using this tool here. I'm going to draw blue, and so I'm going to click on the background. I want to fill the background, removing the spatter with this background color by clicking the right mouse button. Okay. Now the other way you can do this is if you are on a tablet and you do not have a mouse and you want to use this thing here, then what you need to do is you need to reset this. Remember, I told you could click on Show Use just to have the colors that you're doing. So set that to the foreground, set the white to the background, and switch those two colors. And then when you click with the left mouse button, or if you're on a tablet, you have no mouse at all, and you're just clicking with your finger, then when you click on this screen, then you will get this. So if you have no mouse, then, and you're using your finger as a pointer and just tapping on the screen, it's always doing foreground color with these tools, except for the eraser. The eraser will draw background color when you click on it. Now, another quick way to clear something out here is we're just going to go and use the drawing tool. And this will set the size of the square that it draws with. So this is going to, instead of drawing 1 by 1, it's now going to draw 6 by 6. So see the little shadow up here? Now it's going to do that. So I'm going to press my left mouse button down, and I'm going to just go out and pick up the rest of this stuff that I don't want here. Okay. Okay. And we'll get that there too, and maybe this too. Okay, and maybe that over there. Okay, and then maybe the moon too. We could have filled that also with the fill tool, but I'm going to just erase it with that. Now I'm going to go and just go in here real quick and pull up a snowflake. I have some snowflakes in here. We're going to pick up a small one here. Oh, and this is drawing, when I was drawing on my background color. That makes it difficult, so let's go and do this. Okay, so it's drawing on my background color, and this white is not found. Let's go and say we want to find the colors that are used currently, and we want to pick that white to draw in here. And now there's a whole video on these tools and how they can do things. I'm not sure that I like that snowflake. Might pick a different one. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to fast forward at this point. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup down here, and we're going to kind of fast forward to the end picture at this point. Okay, at this point, I've fixed up the picture a bit. Done some editing, put some snowflakes in from the library, and clicked on quite a bit of the stuff down here and cleaned up the edges of all the stuff that I wanted to do. Took me only about 10 minutes or so, but I'll be cutting that part out of the video. Anyway, that's that should be the video for today. How to take a regular picture and turn it into a black and white silhouette type picture. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.